Today we're talking about Pokémon! Oh!
When was the last time you fed that poor thing?
I don't know, man.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Our hearts so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
So today we're talking about Pokemon, how and why it's still successful to this day. And why is there no Pokemon MMO? I don't know. Anyway.
There is well, not really.
That's working there.
Yeah.
You
You
know
have
it's going to
Mystery
go.
I'll get
Dungeon
to
that's
that.
like almost on its way to being an MMO, but
Well,
it's like
It's got the
yeah.
with the new DS, and you can wirelessly transfer. Because that was the biggest thing with the original ones. Like, unless you had both games and 2 Game Boys, you
Oh, yeah.
couldn't do your thing yourself.
Right.
But now you can post like, "Hey, I have a Rattata. I'll trade you for a."
A Magikarp.
Yeah.
Or a Wooper. They have
Yeah.
nice faces.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I had no friends and I couldn't get all 150 because of that.
yeah. Because you have to have both versions to get all. And
Yeah.
that's been like one of their themes for all the games.
Right.
more than 150.
I stopped at silver version. I couldn't do that to myself anymore. I had lost far too many friends and family relations.
Silver was fun.
Silver was
I played Purple.
Silver and Gold, but
actually Soul
yeah.
Silver was like an amazing remake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
It
do
is.
remakes pretty well in that game.
But that's not what we're discussing.
Yeah, of course.
Today, what we're going to be discussing is actually what is it about Pokemon that made it so incredibly, massively popular in its time. What we are going to be discussing once we get through all this asinine crap is exactly what is it about Pokemon, in our opinion at least, that it made it so massively popular for its time. Even now, it is incredibly popular. It has a massive following. Children aren't being stabbed over the cards anymore, granted. But what was it about Pokemon that, especially in North America, created such an uproar and remains very popular? I'm not starting this one. Someone else talk.
Papa? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I actually don't know. Like as a kid, Pokemon was the first game I ever had.
Right.
Like, for the Game Boy. So that was my appeal to it.
That's very
Right?
true for our
Oh, that was me
generation.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I got a Game Boy Pocket, the first game I got was Pokemon.
Yeah.
I
So
just took it
so
from
like
my
Color Godzilla, Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah, and then the show comes out, and it pretty much has all of this archetypes that are capturing to children. First of all, you have bright colors.
You
Right.
also have Ash being 10, which
Yes.
it appeals straight to that mentality because it's like 10-year-old gets to go out on his own. What?
You also have a very strong female cast. Like, for little girls who are like, yo, Misty's not weak.
Yeah.
Right.
She will beat up Ash for destroying her bike. It's
She also
amazing.
yells at Ash a lot.
Yeah.
Of
She
course,
does wear
the-
the pants in that relationship.
But she does tend to wear the short shorts too.
There's no pants!
Yeah, and on top of that, you have the perfect. This is why it's like catering to female and male, because you have the perfect combination between battling and cutesy things.
More so now, though. I saw a
Yeah.
couple of episodes of the current running season, and they have the whole Pokemon beauty pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have that in the games as well. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And they
You
still
do.
evolve to battles
Yeah.
too.
You have that in
Right.
Pearl. Is it Pearl? Pearl had it too. Pearl,
Yeah.
Platinum,
Pretty.
Diamond.
It's not even like
Even
that
now.
even recent.
After
it's
the
like,
4th
Has one.
generation.
Yeah.
4th
Yeah,
generation
yeah,
and
yeah.
up has it.
Right.
I played most of them,
But like you see other sorts of programming and stuff that have that same sort of thing. Digimon comes to mind instantly because it was just almost a near blatant ripoff. But what was the difference between the two?
it came after.
Well,
Digimon
no-
has a
That's one of
far
them. Yeah.
darker storyline.
Digimon-
as like I felt that Digimon was closer to a escapist like fantasy type story. It's closer to the reasons why a kid would read Narnia. You know,
Right.
it's fantasy, it's escapism. You don't have to deal with your everyday troubles. You have different troubles to deal with.
Right, you've got a vampire that's killing everything, and it's ultimate level, so you need an ultimate level Digimon, and
then
you
Devil
haven't gotten
before
that.
Yeah.
And a monkey before that.
I called it. When it was Devimon, I was just like, okay, wait a minute, Patamon's going to evolve.
And
And he's gonna be an
Devimon
angel.
and Devil Monster. So, an Angel Monster, so Angemon? I told the name 4 weeks before that episode came out. and
Also,
I-
Angemon is like the only champion level that can compete with like the ultimate level Pokemon.
well,
too.
Magna Angemon takes out
Digimon.
Mega level Digimon. He destroyed Paimon. And
Yes,
he's
he
just
did.
he's one full level underneath them. Paimon went up against every other ultimate and turned them into a keychain. Why do I still remember that episode?
'Cause that was a pretty cool episode.
Right, it was
yeah.
dark. A lot of people were dying.
Yeah, but another reason why it didn't appeal as much is because, first of all, the kids didn't really do anything with the Digimon. They were just kind of there. We hold the...
BFFs.
Yeah, they were really just kind of that. And also, there wasn't a collect 'em all type of thing that there is with
Definitely
Pokemon.
collect them all.
Because
Right.
collect 'em all is really the main aspect, especially of the games.
I think that
as well as the
yeah.
RPG elements.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to make this point because you're not only collecting these things, you're choosing the ones you like the most. For me, it was Charizard. And as not only you're evolving it, you're making it stronger, and you actually get that sense that it is getting stronger.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right.
I even get these bouts where one Pokemon will just keep losing, and then I somehow get him an extra level, and all of a sudden he's winning just because he got that one extra level.
Right.
And there's just this whole appeal of growth, and in Digimon, you just get this one Digimon, you don't do anything with it. With Pokemon, you're commanding them.
Yeah.
Right.
This is interaction.
It's like this
Yeah.
general mentality. It's just like I'm commanding this small squad of elite soldiers. Almost.
However, as memorabilia suggests, Digimon is Digivice oriented. They did release these Digivices. They were like pedometers. You would walk around, and then
Right.
your little Digimon would evolve. Yay!
Yeah, so you had your own little clock in there, you press the little button, so
Yeah,
it's
you
nice.
fed it. It was basically a high-tech Tamagotchi.
Yes.
Right.
You could battle them, you can hook them up, but it wasn't the same as Pokemon. Pokemon, there's so much variety. That's not to say Digimon doesn't have variety, it's just their toys did not have
Well-
as much
well,
variety as Pokemon.
Well, the thing is, it's a very focused sort of variety. You have your Digimon, you Digivolve it, and that's it. As you were saying, you didn't have that squad, you didn't have these things that you caught initially. It's just like you had a Dratini, you had Charmander, you had Pikachu, and by the end of the game, you've got their final evolutions, they've gone through half a dozen attacks, you've battled with them. It's strange that you would build this sort of connection with something that was essentially a pet.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest thing behind it. The draw to people was that these were awesome pets that everyone else has tried to capitalize on, but they haven't been successful as it because they've kept to one pet. Metabots was the same thing. You could very easily envision in Metabots some incredibly rich kid that had like a squad of Metabots that he would
That was
send.
actually a character too.
But even that character only had the one, and that's where that thing fell apart. You only had the one character. You only had the one thing.
But at least you got to command in Metabots. Like, you actually got to say, you had a say in the battles. It's not like, you go, you're just essentially a glorified cheerleader in Digimon.
Ah.
Exactly. It was a strength to Metabots, but again, because you have that tight focus on just you and this one Metabot, you can't really build it too far out from there. Whereas you have a much greater variety and an evolving variety within the sphere of Pokemon. So
Also types.
The-
Variety
right.
of types.
And also,
the strategic element of that game cannot be understated.
You guys are kind of killing me here because now I'm thinking Persona was always Pokemon. You get like 8 slots instead of 6, but you fill them with personas.
Right.
And then you summon them.
well, they're even using this now in newer games. I don't know how newer games didn't really catch on to this and why this wasn't exploited now, but even like Final Fantasy 13 too. Like, the third member of your party are the monsters that you defeat.
You don't get it. Even Final Fantasy X-2, the International Edition, was already doing this because the International Edition had this bonus side game where you can catch the monster that you're beating the crap out of,
Yeah,
and then it would replace a party member. It's
Okay.
it's the same gimmick that they've recycled and brought back and perfected.
well,
But the fact that this has permeated our society to such an extent that it's even making its way into World of Warcraft now with the Mists of Pandaria release,
pets. I love pets in that game.
It's
They do nothing, but they're awesome.
no. Like in Mr. Pandaria, there are actually zones where there are specific pets that you can fight, capture, and then send to battle against one another in arenas. They brought Pokemon into World of Warcraft.
That sounds awful because one of the appeals of being a warlock and a hunter was
You
choosing
summon
pets.
Yeah.
That was the hunter class. You had like 3 pets.
No, but in terms of like the regular sort of going out there and playing in the
I'm
Land of
assuming
Warcraft,
this
you don't
stays in
have to.
Pandaria. You can't
This
take
just
this
stays
to
in
Stormwind.
Pandaria, right? Stormwind. I would assume that Stormwind and various other places will end up with an arena, a little bit of a city add-on that grants an arena where you can come there and battle if you're in that area. But otherwise, most of the thing from what's been revealed by apparently Goldeen and Zubat, or at least like Kinder Surprise ripoffs of them. I still don't know why those were there. It's just going to stay very much centered within Pandaria. I truly believe Gomer's trying to drive me insane.
Well, you know, he's kind of gotten that ego trip ever since he got that role in Legend of Korra.
And you know what? I love that little guy. He's gotten fat, but he's doing well. I'll be honest. I've been living off ramen until that guy got a job.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So thank you, Gomer. I have had chicken for the first time in 4 months.